Peace, peace. It's an intentionalist one. And I'll be reading the comments of some of the videos that I'll be putting out there. Some of my comments, some of my videos be having particular specific topic, pointing certain individual people out. And I just want to put it out there. Anything I'm putting out there, it's not race or race related, or it's not like me trying to be prejudiced against anyone. But I just know history. I know history. I see history, and I see how things are. I look at things and I analyze things, and I take an overall look of everything. And I just so happen to think that, like, if as far as blacks, we always include Latinos in our fight. And like I'm gonna say like this, certain ones maybe we can include, but we shouldn't be including them no more because it's more of them over here than it is us. And a lot of them, you got to understand, if you look at the census, the U.S. Census will tell you that there wasn't probably no more than a million Hispanics in North America in the early 1900s. Okay, so at that point in time, we outnumbered them maybe 20 to 1. It was at least about maybe 15 million supposedly African Americans, probably more than that, that was in North America. When it was probably less than that, less Hispanics than that, but nonetheless though. Okay, my thing is this, right? A lot of Hispanics, right? Now, you had a lot of Puerto Ricans that was over here early. Like, they came like probably towards the early 1940s, 1950s or whatever. But it wasn't that many of them over here neither. And then was the mainly group of Hispanics that I normally see. Occasionally I see a Mexican or somebody like from real South America, like Guatemala or Venezuela. But normally I always see Puerto Ricans because they live around us. And when I was coming up, a lot of them was very dark. Now, my whole purpose of the reason why I'm mentioning Latinos and Hispanics, right? Because what I noticed about a lot of them, right? A lot of them, when you're in the neighborhood, they live next to you, they show you hospitality. A lot of them are the real ones, but a lot of them, their goal is to get the fuck out, get the fuck away from you. That's their goal. Their goal is to get the fuck away from you. And then, like I said, a lot of them, they be wanting to become cops, and that's the problem I have. Like a lot of their men be wanting to become cops, and now these same cops come back to your neighborhood, the same neighborhood where they probably used to grow up at, and then harass the brothers. I see how Latino cops interact with black people. I see it, yo, and they just be so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Every now you do get some of them, but anytime it's a drug area and they going in there, they going in there super aggressive. They going in there with the you gonna do what I tell you to do attitude or whatever. And I'm starting to see a lot of this. I see a lot of Latinos when they come to this country, they want to be fucking cops. Now my problem is with this is, and the difference from them and us, and I always put this out in my video, right? All fucking people, United States citizens, are immigrants. All of them. So you always got to understand that anyone who sign paperwork to come here, anyone who will leave their country voluntarily to come to another country is going to be complacent, and they're going to basically they're going to be conformed. So their situation is much different. They come in here for benefit and opportunity, to where we've been here and we've been trying to fight for the opportunity in which they get soon as they come here. Now, you can say I'm racist or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
This is what
I'm not
happens.
racist. I
This is what
love all
happens.
people,
This is
but
what
I'm just
happens.
pointing this shit out. And you got to point it out. You got to really look at it. You got to look at it. In the 1960s, 1970s, you had black people fighting. You had some Puerto Rican Spanish people fighting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the reason why I say we can't include them in with our fight is because they signed paperwork to come here. So we didn't sign no paperwork to come here. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm untaunctionist, and my people is untaunctionist. That's been classified African Americans, mean that we are from North America naturally. Like you got Jamaicans that's from the islands, you got Haitians that's from Haiti, you got Cubans that's from Cuba, you got Puerto Ricans that's from Puerto Rico, you got Mexicans that's from Mexico or whatever. You know, and some people will argue and say, all right, well, Mexican was part of North America, but there was black Mexicans. The majority of Mexico was black, and they pushed a lot of the black Mexicans further south into South America. So understand that. Yeah, I know history, but like I'm saying, in North America, this is the home of the Negro who've been classified under previous names. Moors, Untauntonists, Aborigines, um, you want to say Negroes, black, colors, African Americans. But naturally, we are Aborigines. We are the Aborigines that's mentioned in the 1828 definition, Webster definition of the word American. It says originally applied to the Aborigines, or copper color races found here by Europeans. So my whole thing is with that. That's self-explanatory. In 1828, we still talking about Indians. So why are they talking about Indians in 1828? Because I don't know no Indians that claim to be Aborigines. I don't know no Indians that claim to be Aborigines, and I don't know no Indians that claim themselves to be copper colored. When you look at most African American, they are copper colored to the damn penny. There are numerous shades of copper. Okay, there are numerous shades of copper. I don't think someone's going to make that identity to someone who just barely making the copper complexion, which most of these mongoloids slash these so-called mongoloid Spanish-looking Native Americans. Most of them are just barely making a copper cut. It don't. When you read Jack Forbes and these numerous explorers who came here, they describe their hair, and that's what makes them stand out. And that's what makes them Negro, because they said their hair is suave, and their hair is rough. It's very thick. Ain't no damn straight hair thick. I mean, you can have some people with locks with straight hair, but that shit, no, it's describing non-ether hair. That's what it's describing. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. So basically, in North America, right now, most African Americans are from North America. We are not from the other parts of the America. Well, some of us maybe in history was moved from the Caribbeans here or whatever. Yeah, I believe they brought a lot of people from the Caribbeans to North America. But at the same time, most African Americans that's here that don't have no other ancestry. I mean, with like what I mean with what I mean to say by that is when I say other ancestry or from like the other continent, the other like islands that's around the Americas. So when I say like the island, like I said, there's numerous islands. You got Bermuda, Bahamas. You got all them Saint James Island, all them islands. Saint Croix. You got Cuba, Haiti. Well, I don't call it the DR because a DR is basically Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, and other islands. And all of them islands are black people. All of them islands are black people. The only reason you see lighter looking people is because of the Spanish influence. And these people know that. They know. They know the only reason when you go to them other islands, they're not indigenous to them. They know that. They know the indigenous people are the black people who was there. When you go to all them islands have black people. All of them. They say, oh, well, it was Arwaks or Tainos. Tainos ain't nothing but Arwaks, okay? Who was, when the Portuguese came in, they raped the fucking Arawak women, creating the Taino, creating the people who we see that look like that. Okay? They're not the indigenous people. The indigenous people was Negro looking people. Okay? So what I'm saying is this, right? In North America is home of the Negro. So African Americans, we didn't go nowhere. We didn't move around. The African Americans that's here, 90% of us, I'm gonna say 90, maybe more than 90% of us, our ancestors are already here. Okay, our ancestors are already in North America. All these different classes of racial groups, ethnic groups, they all sign paperwork to come to North America. We are the only people who didn't sign paperwork to come to North America. Okay? We are the only people. We did not sign paperwork to come to North America. So when we start talking about these numerous different cultures of Hispanics and Latinos, they all signed paperwork to come here. And they damn near broke their neck to get here. Now they broke their neck to come to a place where they used to hang black people. I mean, literally from trees. Now, none of these other people experience none of that in this country. Okay, maybe in your country you experience some type of oppression or some type of definitely oppression. But what I'm telling you is the people we've been oppressed by are still here, and these are people who allow you to come here. And this is the thing, what I mean about the police officers. These jokers come here, they look for whatever way they can get into American society. Because you got to look at it. A lot of these foreigners, they celebrate all these fucking American holidays. They don't give a fuck. They just got here last year, they celebrating Christmas. And they ain't, half of them ain't even Christians. So that'll go show you how bad motherfuckers want to be part of something. Okay? So, like I said, so we are the only people who didn't sign paperwork to come here. So now you got all these Latinos, right? Now how the fuck in the 1900s we outnumbered them 20 to fucking 1. Now they fucking dead even with us. And I'm not trying to point nothing out, but now that they dead even with us, they need to start fighting their own fight. We don't have the same fight as them. They don't have ancestors who was here who was slaved and brutally beaten and had to fight for rights. As soon as they come here, they able to get rights that we had to fight for, that we went through hell to get. And then they come here and just look at you like you ain't shit. See, that's the problem. A lot of people come to America and they ain't really got to fight for. The only thing I do is just be patient and have a little bit of patience or whatever, and they get the same thing everybody else will get. But knowing that is a lot better than not knowing you ain't got nothing. Because what was done to African Americans is not the same thing was done. Now you got some people, some Latinos and Hispanics who are casualty of war. What I mean by casualty of war, you got some Latino and Hispanics who get hot, who got high because they happen to be in the fucking war zone. The war zone was the black community, okay? That was the war zone. The war against drugs was the war against black people. It wasn't against Spanish people. It was because Spanish people lived in the neighborhood with us. That's the only reason why they was affected by it. Now you see all these other different racial groups when they come in, they don't get on drugs. They're not affected by drugs because they have an option to move out and get away from their oppressor. So a lot of us didn't. A lot of the people you see on drugs are people who were stuck in their circumference or stuck in their community. A lot of people wanted to get out, but at certain times in our period, in our history, everyone could not get a job like everyone got now. Everyone have access to a job now. Prior to this, everyone could not get a job. But the thing about my whole thing and what I observe, what I look at is this, right? In the 1960s and 70s, what were black people fighting for? Jobs and equal rights, right? Now let's speed it forward. 20 years later in the 1980s, what happened? You put drugs, you put crack cocaine in our neighborhood, and you unleashed the fucking AIDS virus in our neighborhood as well. So now what happened? Okay? So now you get people who stagnate. You get thousands and millions of people who incarcerated, family broken up. You got children who still right now still stuck in limbo as a result to their family and how they was treated in the 80s because they might have had a crackhead uncle that might have touched them or did something, devious to them, or did something, just did something real un, 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 unrighteous to them. You understand? And these people still suffering from that today. So what I'm saying is, if the 1960s we were sitting here fighting, and you always look at the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate in its history always, now whether we was the only people here, whether it was us and white people, we still was the lowest people on the unemployment. We still had the highest rate of unemployment. Now it's all these other racial groups here. We still have the highest rate of unemployment. That ain't no fucking coincidence. That ain't no coincidence. And my thing is this, right? Whether or not you bring people here, a lot of people say, well, a lot of these immigrants, they will take the low paying job. Well, a lot of black people take the low paying job because a lot of them been incarcerated. So they gotta take the same jobs working on the same line with Mexicans and working with all these other groups of people. So you can't even get that off. You can't even pull that off because a lot of black people work low level jobs along with people who can barely speak fucking English who just got to this fucking country. So you cannot say that. So a lot of people say, oh, well, a lot of Spanish people, they will sit here and take the paying jobs or whatever that black people want to take. No, that's bullshit. I've seen black people work in warehouse jobs on assembly lines. So no, that's bullshit. That's a fucking myth. A person need a job wherever they hire and they will take it. So let's stop it. That's a fucking myth. And you working among people who could barely speak fucking English who just got to this fucking country. And you've been in this country for no matter how you look at it. Let me just make a point. No matter how you look at it, you've been in this country, whether they tell you, okay, let's go with the slave story, okay? They tell you you've been here since the 1600s, okay? In the 1600s, there wasn't nobody here but you and white people. And them fake Mongoloid Indians have just arrived. Okay, because how can you look like a fucking Spaniard and not have no Spanish answers, which these Native Americans? They look like fucking Mexicans or South Americans. And they make it, they talk about these are mestige, whatever the fuck they call them, Indians. No, they are a mixture of motherfucking white people and fucking Asian people. You understand? That's where these fake Native Americans came from. For that's a whole nother story though. But what I'm saying is, as far as in the 1600s, now it was only us and Europeans here. Okay, if you want to say the Native Americans, okay, whatever. But it wasn't a large majority of them. Black people still outnumbered the Native Americans at that point in time. Okay, now let's say that. Let's say okay, they brought us here on the slave ship, and we since the 1600s, but still on the 1600s, right? If you got people that you keep on like suppressing and oppressing, you ain't allowing them to get the basic rights, and you've been holding them down. You basically been pushing them down by their neck since the time you got here. Since the time you got here, because like I said, now I'm officially say that we was already here. So from the time that the first European settler came here, practicing his cannibalism and his filth and his how you say chrono, I can't think of the word right now, um but practicing dirt, their filthy ways, bringing their germs and everything over here. Since the first European ancestor got here, all they've been doing is doing the same shit they've been doing to us. Okay, so now from the 1600s to 2016, we still being oppressed, and the way we being oppressed more now is because you bring other fucking immigrants over here, and because them immigrants being treated bad, we supposed to be like, well, all right, yeah, let's say all brown and black people. First of all, most black people ain't black; they brown. Okay, so we only talk about us. I'm only for African Americans at this point in time because we the ones who seem like we need to get our shit together. We the ones that when you look in our community, you see um Dominican grocery stores and all these different other grocery stores or whatever. Like how and the percentage of the population of Dominicans around here is probably point one point something percent. So how? Then you see fried chicken. You got black people being sold fried chicken by fucking foreigners. How do you let how do you let foreigners sell you fried chicken? I don't get it. I don't get that. How do you let foreigners sell you fried chicken? That's supposed to be economic or something that you supposed to possess. That's supposed to be something that's supposed to be ours. That's not supposed to be nobody else's. But you know what? I'm gonna make a separate fucking video about that. Okay, I'll make a separate video about that. But like I was saying, the reason only speaking for us is because, like I said, we've been here, and this shit been going on since these people got here. Okay, now a lot of these Latino people just got here. So why the fuck would I even include them in our fight when you beg to come to this motherfucking country? So whatever you get from this European, you bought on your fucking self. We didn't ask to come here, and we gotta fight for our own shit. We don't have time to sit here and include everyone. Oh, because a person pouring no pressure. You need to get with your own people and talk to them. because y'all people seem like y'all doing pretty well. I mean, you got all your businesses in your neighborhood and your neighborhood. You got Latino businesses in black neighborhood and your own neighborhoods. So to me, y'all doing pretty well because this European ain't doing half the shit that he did to us. Well, why would he do it to you? Because he allowed you to come here. So you're not gonna have no problem with the European because you look at the European as your fucking friend. And for the ones that do have a problem with them, it's damn fool because you asked to come here. Your family begged this white man to come to a country where he lynched and killed black people. And then you come here thinking you better than the people who've been oppressed since they've been here. Okay, it ain't like we just got here on a damn boat and then they get started pressing us because we was doing wrong shit. No, whether we wore suits or ties or wore fucking white tees, blue jeans and red bandanas, these motherfuckers still been doing what they doing to us because they know we are the people of the land. And they try to blend as many black people as they can to try to see if we can get conformed. They bring all these Caribbeans over here who do the same shit. They conform just like Latinos. So this is the reason why I only speak for African American. If other black people want to get involved, they can get involved. But I'm not speaking up for no other groups of black people. I'm only speaking up for African Americans. I'm not speaking up for no Jamaicans. I'm not speaking up for no. Hey, listen, if you want to join our fight, no problem. But I gotta speak up for the people who did not ask to come to this motherfucking country and who this European has been oppressing since he's been here. Because it's been systematic racism against the African Americans since he's been here. Now, a lot of you Caribbeans, you experience racism, but you don't have the same hate that we have in our heart for certain things. You know, you come here, you want a job, so basically you want to take the white man's shit. I ain't gonna say he gonna sit there and talk to you like slave. I'm not gonna say that. A lot of other like a lot of other Negroes from the islands or the Caribbean Negroes or whatever. A lot of them don't take a lot of shit, but they will take shit too. I've seen them get played to the point to where black motherfucker might have been like, "Look, bro, you talk to me like that again, it's gonna be a problem." Okay, so that's the reason why I'm saying we need to only focus on African Americans. Okay, that we need to only focus on us because for one, we did not ask to come to this country. We are the only people who cannot be deported, and we are the only people. We are the only because first of all we Aborigines, so meaning that we was already here. The Europeans came here and found us here. Why the fuck you think every different people around America speak different languages? In the United States, we speak English. In South America, they speak Portuguese. I think French, Portuguese, French, and Spanish, and some other languages. But why do you think in North America we only speak English? Because the English came here first. Okay, they came here first. So why don't we speak the only reason we speak all these other languages is because you might have had some speaking people like the Midwest or whatever. Though, but for the most part, everyone speak English. But yeah, but back like I'm saying about the African Americans, the reason why only talking about us and like we include all these different racial groups who asked to come here. If you ask to come here, you got to deal with whatever this European throw on you. We need to help the people who didn't ask to come here, the people who still been here according to history for 400 years, but still is the lowest or always have the highest unemployment rate. And it's not because motherfuckers don't want to work. Okay, remember before you people got here, black people built this fucking country. All of these inventions was created by black people in the United States. Your car that you love, everything. So let's stop it. Okay, let's stop it. So how would you go from being productive to being non-productive the way we are now? Socially engineering. That's how we've been socially engineered. Okay, and that's just basically what I wanted to point out or whatever. So I'm not trying to shoot nobody down. I'm not trying to talk about no other racial groups of people. I'm not prejudiced. I love Spanish people. I love Hispanic people. I just wanted to point that out though. Because a lot of them don't understand that. When I tell them that they don't understand that, why would I say only? I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. I know that's a counterproductive COINTELPRO movement or group because it's being funded by Europeans. So I already know what time it is with that. or whatever though. But I'm saying Aborigine lives matter. Okay, that's why I'm only talking about Aborigine lives matter, because that's the only people who, like I said, who didn't ask to come here, who was already in this fucking country. We was already here. You understand? We was already here. These people came here, shitting on us, took over your land, and then brought all these other races of people over here. Okay, they brought all these other races of people over here. Now the same race of people that comes here claim your status of being American. So we need to look into that, man. Like, I didn't mean to go off topic a little bit, but like African American, we need to just focus on us and stop focusing on other racial groups. Don't include nobody else into our struggle until we get our fight together. We got to focus on African American. We cannot focus on no other subgroup of Negroes who sign paperwork to come into this land. Let's gather up all the African Americans and make sure we take care of us first, because everybody else is taking care of them. Okay, so with that, I am the Untaunted one, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, it's like waking up from a bad dream. Fall, imagine how crazy that'll be.